Reservation Dogs, Season 2, Episode 4, Mabel. I was going to wait until tomorrow to jump on and make a review, but after watching tonight, I'm just so full of emotion that I wanted to check in with you guys and see how you're feeling, get your sense of the episode, and just share my thoughts. I was just a ball of tears 10 minutes ago, and it's like this show is just insisting on making me cry. It's like every question I have the week before, the next episode answers. If you were in the comment section on our last week's review, I posted, "Where's Cheese?" I miss him this season. I miss his comic relief. And he came in and saved the day for me in this episode. I mean, from when he came in at the beginning and said, "I'm so sorry for your loss. She's in a better place." And it's like, my grandmother's not even dead yet. And, later on when he's giving his prayer, and it's such a beautiful, thoughtful prayer for a young person to give. And then he goes off into his Star Wars, spiel. So funny, so subtle, and his humor is just incredible. That actor is going to go on to do some wonderful things and star in some big pictures. So I'm excited for him. I think he's talented, and I've missed his presence this season, haven't you? Having watched this episode, we need Cheese in every episode. He was even really wise with Jackie. She says, "You don't like me, do you?" And he says, "No, I'm not supposed to, but life is short." So many times in this episode and in this series, the fat is just trimmed. When Alora's aunt comes in and sees her sister, after being away from the reservation for a long time, there isn't a lot of tension. It's just, "Are you good, sis? Are we good? Let's hug it out and be here for one another." There was a larger purpose, that everyone felt importance, and I have reverence for that. It was a beautiful thing. And, we've been talking in the last episodes, and I've been saying, things happen for a reason. As tragic as Mabel's passing is, it's brought a lot of different groups of people together. Not only has it brought our 4 main characters back, and I'm so thrilled to have them back, but it's also brought Jackie back into the fold. Alora gives a quick wisdom when she says, to Willie Jack, maybe she's just waiting to be invited. Maybe she's been on the fringes. Maybe she's been ready to fight. Maybe there was so much packed into just that quick, statement. And it wasn't necessary to go into all of that, when you say things effectively. And she brought her over, and that was all that it took. From there, Jackie took the initiative to talk to Cheese and to stick around and to, become a part of the group. And, they fell asleep after that cute conversation, Cheese and Jackie. And I'm sure woke up as friends, it's bringing family back together. It's, Alora ran out on a lot of people, Bear included. But this is an opportunity for them to come together, hug it out, and just say, we love one another. Let's forget about that. There's a time and a place to chop up all of those things, but we're here for a larger purpose, So, Mabel's story was beautiful. The ceremony that she had, at the end, where the folks around her were singing, and, prayers were being said as she transitioned. It was just a beautiful thing, and I couldn't, week 2, I couldn't stop the tears from falling, because it felt so authentic. It felt like an authentic experience. When Alora ran outside to get, you know, a moment of reprieve and fresh air, it felt like such an authentic experience. You know, I lost a parent 13 years ago, and just some of the quiet details that the show gets right, you know. And I know some of you guys that are, you know, within the indigenous community, it's just the quiet and the small details that they get in this show that just make it exceptional, you know. It's I hope that, you know, like the Emmy and the SAG and all, you know, the wider audience can appreciate those things and how incredible this show is. But um, you know, the community is back together. I'm interested to see what Alora does with the house. You know, let me tell you this. So when the spirit guide was talking to Bear, and the horse was behind the spirit guide, and he says, "Oh yeah, you know, here she is right here. I'm going to take her to orientation or wherever, whatever it is." For some reason, I was thinking the horse was a representation of Mabel, right? And so when he says, "Where does she go?" I kept thinking, she's going to wake up. She's going to make it, you know. I kept thinking the point of this was to bring everyone, the family, back together to kind of heal some of the wounds on the res. And I had hope, you know, and I think that's what devastated me so much at the end when she did transition, is that I had hope throughout this episode that she was going to make it. You know what I mean? So it was incredibly sad to see, you know, her go. I think it was important for Alora to see some of the different lifestyles, to see Aunt's life. You know, she left the reservation and enlisted. She's seen the world. She's gone out there and done, you know, all of the things. And here you are back on the reservation, you know, looking for your snag, you know. And so that should be insightful for Alora. You know, everything I'm looking out there for, you know, maybe it's not important for me to get away. You know, I felt her hesitation when Jackie said, "Hey, when all of this dies down, are we hitting it again?" You know, I felt her hesitation, and I don't think she's going to go. I don't want her to go, and I felt her hesitation. If they do go, I want them to go on a trip just as a group. You know, they've all got paths and you know, different things to do. It took the spirit guide to point it out to me, but I you know, the fact that Bear really didn't know what to do and how to channel his support for Alora. But I appreciated the fact that he was just there. You know, he peeked his head in the door and looked left and right, you know, at one point. You know, just adorable, but he was there. And, you know, she turned her back on him and left him to go to California. And in whatever way he can, you know, he's showing his support. And so I'm loving just the kindnesses that everyone is showing one another. You know, there's not a lot of infighting. You know, I experienced a lot of that and a lot of chaos around, you know, loss of loved ones. And just to see the beauty and the legacy and to see the young folks step up and clean and get in the kitchen and learn how to make fry bread. Oh my God, I could go for some fry bread right now. You know, and learn those things in those important moments. It was just beautiful. You know, it's the best show on TV, and it continues to impress me week after week. What were your thoughts? What were some of the lessons and key things that you guys cherry picked from this episode? How did you feel walking away from it? Were you like me, just like a ball of tears? Anyways, guys, a couple of weeks from now, we've got Lord of the Rings show on Prime. I'm super excited about that. I hope you guys join me for that. Until next week, guys, leave this video a like if you will, a comment. Please consider subscribing to my channel. And until next week, cheers. Have a great week.